Anyway, movies. Sounded movies, not Coke.
We're not going to talk about Coke. We can talk about Coke.
Another episode.
All right.
So yeah, movies. There's a guy holding the boom mic. Then there's a guy on the other end making sure it's recorded properly. Then there'd probably be another guy if it's a bigger gig, mixing while he's going, deciding what audio you're gonna keep and what you gotta re-record. And then let's say you're in just a terrible spot and the recording you get on set is just garbage. You go back to the studio and get the what the heck? The actor. Get the actor back in and
so actors will also do stuff in the soundstage.
Yeah, often they actually have to re-record their lines because
I actually didn't know this.
Really?
Yeah.
Because just because the sound you capture on set isn't good enough. So maybe like there's a helicopter shot. You often can't, capture that dialogue taken with a helicopter in the background because you just hear the helicopter.
So like all those scenes where they're like, quick, get to the helicopter. Like that's all recorded in studio.
Yeah, sometimes.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen the video, but there's one on YouTube of Hugh Jackman in Logan. So towards the end, he's like running through the woods, and he just kills a bunch of people as Logan does.
Good old Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
But because there's some long shots, some close ones, and big long moving ones and things like that, you couldn't get like all these grunts from his running in one shot, and he couldn't have a lapel mic or whatever.
Because he wasn't wearing a shirt.
No. So there's a video of him in the studio watching the film with some microphones, and he's just standing there like grunting and stuff. And it's yeah. And then he in the movie he stabs someone and he like yells in the studio, and it's really cool. But
that is really cool.
Yeah, but that happens
strange as an actor.
Oh yeah.
To be like, you've already shot the scene and you're like out of character and you've gained like 5 kilos because you're not dehydrated. And you're just in the studio like.
And it's hard for actors sometimes because often it's like 6 months later.
Yeah.
So you're probably doing another gig or even a third. You've done one and now you're doing a second one.
Yeah.
And you got to come back and re-record this stuff. So.
Oh, that would suck.
But yeah, it's called ADR. I don't remember the acronym from it, but yeah, it happens more often than you think.
Yeah. What about like, so you've got that like after stuff where it's like they've missed their lines and stuff. But what about like, because I imagine that it would be really difficult to get all of the audio on set. Like you wouldn't be getting all the footsteps and stuff. So like,
oh no,
I know that's what Foley artists do.
Yeah.
But do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Foley artists. Yeah, we've been doing a bit of that, and it's probably one of the most fun jobs. It's really difficult to get things in time, but it's so fun. And actually, the hardest part is probably finding something for that sound.
Yeah. Is there stuff that you found that's like doesn't make sense to be related, but it works?
I don't know. We've been doing stuff with animation, and that's really hard because there's the ones we've been doing are like more children's movies.
Right.
So you got to pick things that are a little more comical and not as realistic.
Yeah.
So there's this one scene from Romeo and Juliet where Romeo's like getting ready to invade the other garden or something, and he's like suiting up.
Yeah.
And he has this hose, like a nozzle from a hose, and it's sort of acting like a gun. So he's like building it and getting it all ready. It's so cool. But what we used for that was a stapler.
Right.
Yeah.
How?
So there's a few things where he'll move the gun and then there'll be a big click when it sort of all clicks in. And what we did is if you can sort of pop the top off of the stapler to get the staples in. Mm-hmm. We sort of open that and then you just like a bit to get the movements of the smaller movements of the gun, and then you just smack it down for when it like clicks into place. It's just like
right.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
It is really cool. But yeah, so for a hose nozzle we use a stapler.
Wow.
And then
I like because I do when I make videos and stuff. I have to do Foley in it.
Yeah.
Because if I'm like especially for B-roll, because in B-roll, it's all going to be slowed down. But you like even in slow mo, you still want like regularly timed audio, because otherwise, if it's like, it sounds really weird.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did a video for a coffee shop. And I'd filmed all these shots, so I was filming them making a coffee basically. So I'd flip my camera upside down and put my UV filter on and had them shake like the chocolate powder on top and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. But the last shot was them pouring the coffee into the cup,
like
and
the arte latte.
Arte latte. Yes, they were pouring the arte latte. But when they pour a coffee in a cup, you like scratch the edge slightly. And in the video, it was like they were like doing it, and they were doing the latte art, and they were like.
Yeah, right.
But I couldn't use that audio because it was like straight out of the camera mic audio, so I couldn't use it. And I spent ages trying to find the right sound for it. And what I ended up doing was I found the sound of someone unsheathing a sword and then sliding it across metal.
All right.
So it's like that.
Yeah. That is cool.
And then I slowed that down to like 50%.
Yeah.
So it was like.
So like it fit.
And it worked. It worked perfectly. Which was really, really cool.
Yeah.
The hardest thing that I find is all those like whoosh sound effects when you're like going between shots, or you're doing like a quick pan and that sort of thing, where it's like. Whoosh.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I can never find the sound that I want. I always have to make do.
We sort of did something like that, and we went outside, got a stick, and just recorded someone going past the microphone with a stick.
Oh.
And you know that sort of whoosh sound you can have? You know, sort of if you do it really fast?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that. Right. But it's just past the microphone, so it sounded like a whoosh.
See, I just can't be fucked to make my own sound.
Yeah, well, that's fair. But sometimes it's easier like that.
I know, and then I just spent ages on like sound sites trying to find. Like I pay $12 a month for this sound site that I won't name because we're not sponsored by them.
Yes,
but
sponsor us. That sounds right.
Yeah, starts with an E. You know who you are. No. So I spent ages on this site like looking for the right sound, and I can never find it because I don't know what I'm looking for. Like I have an idea in my head of the sound that I want, but A, I have no idea how I would execute it, and B, I don't know what to search for. Like, what do I search for? Whoosh sound. And then it's always wind. It's just like,
yeah.
And I'm like, this is not what I want. I want it to be aggressive. I want like a tornado.
Tornado whoosh.
Tornado whoosh.
That's what you can look up next time.
That's what I should look up next time. Tornado whoosh.
Yeah. That actually reminded me of we looked at how they made sounds in Star Wars, like the original ones.
Right. Like the blasters and are we talking about the TIE fighters and stuff?
Well, we saw even just how they made the Millennium Falcon, how it breaks down. You know how the hyperdrive like breaks down or whatever? Yeah. And there's so many sounds. There's like
really,
there's like a really old plane taking off. There's just something clicking, and I don't know. There's probably 6 or 7 sounds.
Wow.
That make up this 2 seconds of breaking down. And that's the other thing I found in Foley, that there's probably 2 or 3 sounds that make up everything.
Right.
You need to layer things to get the sound you really want.
Well, I was watching, because I really like all those behind the scenes stuff, because I can see how people do camera things. And I was watching one for Jurassic World.
Oh, yeah.
Because for the first Jurassic World movie, they had to figure out how to remake the dinosaur sounds from the first movie.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have any, like, stuff to look at. Like, they didn't know how they did it.
Yeah.
And what they ended up doing to get the closest effect was to record an explosion and then slow it down.
What?
To like 5 or 10%.
Wow.
So you got like the sound effect.
Yeah.
and then they just like would slow it down a whole bunch to the point where it sounds like a roar.
Wow.
Like that very first part of an explosion, the like how it goes like blah and then goes
yeah.
like that first part after the blah. But then slow that down so it'd be like
wow.
Yeah. Which is
That
insane. Yeah, and like I can't even imagine how you would come up with that.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The things they come up with.
It's really cool though.
Yeah. With the Star Wars thing.
Yeah,
you know how they did you know how they have like the vroom vroom of the lightsabers? So it's different now. They all do it with sort of electronic stuff. But back then he found this. There's a few different sounds, but there's a rumble from like a really old air conditioner or something like that. There's a few other rumbly sounds. And what he did is he went to the studio with the like TV in front of him, watched back the scene with the lightsabers, put a big speaker in front of him, got a stick that was about the length of a lightsaber, taped a microphone to the top, and just stood in front of the speaker going vroom, like waving it past the speaker, and so you get that vroom vroom sound from it.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So there's a video of him just standing in front of the speaker.
So it's essentially just white noise that's going vroom.
Yeah, kind of.
Vroom.
Yeah, he recorded it was like a rumble from an air conditioner.
Oh, so he's playing those sounds through the speaker.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's playing the sounds through the speaker,
Yeah,
and then
it was just looping and all that. And he was just standing in front of the speaker with watching it, trying to imitate the actions that the actors were doing.
That's really cool.
And it was getting the sound. Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that.
That was cool.